Welcome to the Landlady Listens. The podcast where we talk all things real estate, development, and the mindset it takes to build your dream life. Okay, hey guys. It's Landlady. I'm your host, Meg Hayden, real estate broker, new construction expert, and a believer in making big visions into a reality. So if you're ready to build it, dream it, and live it, let's dive in. Hey guys, it is Meg Hayden, the landlady. I am so excited for today's guest. I have Miss beautiful Jen Mello here. And she is a broker, she is a mom, she's a businesswoman, she is philanthropic, and there's just so much that we have to talk about today. I feel like you should tell us the moment that we met. Because I love this story. Well, introduce yourself, but then I feel like it's a good one.
It is a good story. I agree. So my name is Jennifer Mello, as Meg said, of course. I guess I'm best known as the broker and partner owner in the Mello Group, which is a real estate company. We specialize in new development, but also the residential sales of real estate throughout Rhode Island and southeastern Massachusetts. I'm partners with my husband, and we have an amazing team there. We consistently help about 300 families a year. In the last several years, we've consistently sold over $100 million in real estate. So that's quite exciting because we did start off as a husband and wife team. So we've grown our business. And I am also a mom to my three sons, Lincoln, Austin, and Ryan, which I'm very proud of them. And I'm also the founder of Accomplisher Academy, which is a women's community built to empower women, to teach them, and to create community, to help everyone, really be their best version of themselves. I mean, that's really the mission, is to give women the tools that they need to be brave enough to seek out who that is for each individual that's in our community, and to encourage that woman to, step into that power fully. So that's really the essence of who I am: mom, wife, businesswoman. My husband and I also invest too. So we're busy and we love traveling. That's another thing we're known for, is we're big travelers. So that's how we love to spend time with our family the most. And so back to what you were originally saying about how did we meet? Well, my phone rang. Of course, as a realtor, you don't miss your phone calls. So I picked up this number that I had never recognized, and it was Meg on the other line, introducing herself and just saying, "Hi, I'm Meg, and I'm doing."
Curse on the show. It's fine.
And I'm doing a panel. And I learned, I was asking people who should be on this panel. I want it to be full of boss women who are, juggling all the things, being a mom, focused on success in business. And, somebody mentioned your name, and so you don't know me, but I want you to be on this panel. So, let's just do it. That's her thing, is let's just do it. And, I got off the phone. I was in a season of yes. I feel like I'm always in a season of yes. So it's okay, yes, let's do it. That's everything that I stand for, is women supporting women. And so the answer was yes.
The season of yes. Yeah.
It's a season of yes. It's been the last 5 years of season is yes. And also championing women. So yeah, the answer is yes. So I show up and we do this panel.
Well, you get off the phone and you're she gets on the phone and she's with her assistant. She's I don't know what I just committed to.
I was a little nervous because I got off the phone and thought, I have no idea what I just committed to. This seems very up in the air, but let's just go with it. And it was wonderful. And you have been a treasured friend ever since. I absolutely love everything about you.
I love you too. I love you too.
Should we hold hands?
Yeah, we should. We could do it, look, and then we could do this. Look, there we go. We could even hold hands while holding hands. Look at us.
Yes. Oh, yes. We look amazing.
We do. So there was something I just wanted to talk about Accomplisher, because I feel like We do things sometimes that are just like what we feel like we should do, right? Like internally, we're like, I just feel like this is something I have to do. And it's something that like pulls on your heart, and it takes time away from other things, but there's just like some internal pull. And I just wanted to read something because I was on Facebook and this girl wrote this beautiful thing about you, and I
now
just
you're gonna
feel
make
like
me cry.
I know. I just feel like I had to read it because it's so sweet. She came into my life like divine timing wrapped in human form, not to change who I am, but to remind me of who I've always been. She saw something in me long before I could see it in myself. She told me I was special. Not in an ego way, in a purpose way. The kind of special that comes with responsibility. The kind that says you're meant to help others heal. But first, you have to walk through your own fire. She never promised me it would be easy. In fact, she warned me it would be hard. That the road to impact is lined with tests designed to stretch the soul. But she also told me she wouldn't have chosen me if she didn't believe I could handle it. This is the kind of mentor who doesn't just teach you how to do something. She teaches you how to be someone. She awakens the part of you that remembers your strength. She holds up the mirror to your light until you finally recognize it as your own. Her presence feels ancient, nurturing, all at once, like a grandmother spirit or a wise oracle who speaks life into your next chapter. She doesn't need recognition, yet she deserves all of it. Because people like her are rare. She actually initiated me into calling what is now downloading, my calling. Why I'm really here. It's so much bigger. When I think of her, I think of destiny, of divine alignment, of the kind of guidance that couldn't be bought or taught, only felt in the soul. She's the reason I believe in divine preparation, in mentorship that heals, and in the power of someone seeing your greatness before you do.
What a gift. What a beautiful gift, those words.
Oh.
I mean, Alicia is an extraordinary woman. She's a beautiful woman inside and out, and she is very gifted with her words. So to receive the gift of her words targeted towards me was just absolutely beautiful, and that took place just yesterday. And I'm honored. I'm honored that she took the time to, share what her thoughts were, and honored that she's open enough to be, working with me now. And, so you asked about Accomplish Her, and that's exactly how Accomplish Her really started, was being called to do that. I don't know that I can really take all of the credit for all those things.
So take it, put it in your, put it in your pocket. Save it for later on a rainy day.
I mean, it feels amazing. But I mean, really what Alicia needed was someone to just believe, or what she was yearning for was for someone to believe that she could. And I was one of the people that she now has in her life that believes that she could. And I've just had, first and foremost, I love people. I have loved people since I was 3 years old. My mom used to joke that, she was trying to get through the grocery store quickly, and I'd be in the top of the carriage, like where your feet fit through the slots. Like, that's how small I was. And she'd be over picking apples, and I would be introducing myself to the person next to her. Like, hi, I'm Jen. What's your name? And she was like, I am never going to get out of here. Like, we've got to get going. So I've always loved people, and I love, more than anything else in my life, I love seeing the potential in other people and helping them to see that light. It feels amazing to be part of somebody's growth. And I experienced that first as a broker and a leader at the Mello Group. So I saw an impact happening, right? I would teach these agents that maybe were brand new or maybe yearning for some more guidance in their real estate career. And I started to see their growth and change happening in their families. First it might be a new pocketbook, and then might be a new car, or maybe the family's moving and they're leveling up. But more than anything, I saw both men and women standing taller, feeling prouder of themselves, feeling more established. And that felt amazing. And then fast forward to a few years ago, I was asked to speak at a women's conference, and I flew out to Chandler, Arizona, and I spoke at this conference to hundreds of women. And it sparked something inside of me that told me that more people than just the team at the Mello Group could potentially benefit from all of these years of loving people and taking in the way that people act and leading them and guiding them. And maybe there was something more. So, here I am in my, I just turned 40, and not right now. This was a little bit ago. Can we erase that?
Delete. Whoever's editing it.
But essentially, once I reached my 40s, I felt like, okay, Jen, I'm proud of you. Like, you go, girl. You have figured out how to be successful and to provide this life for your family. But is that all you are? Is that everything? Like, you can just be successful? I think that God's given you more than that. Like, I think that gift of gab, that love that you have for people, the intro that you've had to guiding and inspiring, motivating people to level up, I think you can do that for more people. And I was called to help women. So that's how Accomplisher Academy started. Was I told my sister that day, Lisa, I feel like I just stripped myself of all of my clothes and just ran naked down the street in front of all of the women that I ever met and respected and felt highly of, because I had invited them all personally to this new passion project I had, the very first Accomplisher Academy, which was on October 19th of last year. So we are just hitting our 1-year anniversary.
Congratulations.
Right now. Thank you.
And it's so good, because when you go, it's like, first of all, it's definitely like time. Like, it's like 2-3 hours. It's so, you walk away feeling so energized, refreshed, comforted. You have just new connections. And I think there's something really powerful about women being in the same room together and sharing, because we share a lot of the same struggles, and women being able to be so vulnerable, even about, domestic violence or wherever they've come from, and telling those stories in such a comforted and supportive space, I think, for me has been so powerful. And then also, like, seeing other women just be rock stars and being like, oh my God, to be able to make that much money that I could support my kids in, like, whatever capacity. There is nothing that they are yearning for that we are yearning for, and that we could continue creating, like, wealth in the future. And so and talking about that and being proud of that. And I feel like it gives you an opportunity to say, like, I could do that. Like, if she can do it, I can do it. And I think that I applaud you for creating a space for that to happen.
Thank you. I appreciate it. And I'm so glad that you're a part of it, consistently a part of it. I appreciate that. I appreciate the support. I want everyone to know that if you've ever met me, or if you've ever not met me, you're welcome at Accomplisher Academy, because one of my other favorite things about it is that not only do I meet new women through our events, but I re-meet women that I've known for a very long time. And what I mean by that is, I may have had, like, let's talk about Katie, my friend Katie, who for example, I thought I had Katie all summed up. Like, Katie in my mind equaled school teacher, and Katie does not actually just equal school teacher. Katie equals school teacher who has this inner passion and has found herself being really good at advocating for families who have special needs, and navigating that. You just find this out, and how to navigate and how to have somebody that is acting as an advocate for you. And so she
and
had
that knows
this
the school system too. Yeah,
that's exactly right. And she had this secret dream of starting a business to help more families.
Right.
And since going to Accomplisher Academy, she has started her company, which is IEP Solutions, and they were just on channel, I think, 10, doing a segment just 2 days ago.
Stop.
I know they've had their first clients. I mean, I'm just so proud of her, and that was a reintroduction, and it feels wonderful. As much as I love real estate, that's been my whole world. Jennifer Mello equals real estate. That's been me for a very long time. it's been so refreshing to have new conversations with people.
Seasons.
Yes, and to hear other sides of people that I already knew. So it's been even more beautiful for me, no doubt, than it has been for anyone else that has come. But we focus a lot on education. You know, like the women that I started, my first invite list, which of course everyone is invited, but my first invite list came from, I had a note in my phone titled Powerhouse Women. Anytime throughout my career that I met someone over the last couple of years that I felt like was doing it all, like she was just being a star at home and at work. I could tell she had the only best intentions. She was a hard worker. Like she wanted the best that she could have for her family. And so many women that I met that criteria. I would just note them in my phone. And then when it came time last year in October to actually realize this dream, I just started reaching out to each individual person to invite them to come. And there were over 50 women that attended the very first event, which was absolutely incredible. So I could just see that there was this need for women who, just like me, like if they were in the same season as where I was, like I needed more for my life. As much as I had produced in my job, it was almost like, okay, my job isn't all of who I am. Mm-hmm. There's more to me. And so I wanted a place where I could learn too. Like I want to write a book. Who else out there has written a book? Mm-hmm. How did you do it? What was the path? You know, what were your challenges? Help me to do that. Or I would like to have a podcast. Like, how do you do that? You know, like share that with me.
Just do it.
Just do it. Just do it. Meg's like Meg Hayden equals just do it. You know, or whatever it is, invest in real estate. You know, we have our next meeting is next Wednesday, October 22nd. And it's all about, I have a panel of successful female investors, you know, everything from private money lenders to fix and flip, Airbnb, buy, hold, and rent. You know, how do those women do it? What are the secrets? Let's get to it. You know, being in real estate, I could be at a networking event 2-3 times a week, right? We know this.
Boring.
Not interested.
Bored.
I'm just not, you know, if I'm going to spend time away from my family, I want to be accomplishing something.
But what's funny is that that's how I felt about a lot of the women events that I would do. I would always go, so why'd you show up? Why are you here? And they would be like, because if I'm going to take time away, I want it to be like of substance.
Exactly. That's why I called it Accomplisher Academy. It's like we're going to be accomplishing things together. We're going to be learning things that help us move the dial at home or at work. And then we're going to go into a networking, you know, activity. The second half, as you know, is designed by me to take the small talk right out of the entire event, where usually we have, you know, a script that we go off of where we introduce ourselves, we state where we work and what our biggest, you know, obstacle is right now that we want to overcome, or, you know, what we're procrastinating about right now. So, you know, so we're masterminding about these topics so that we're instantly creating meaningful connection with other women, and people are leaving, you know, making these relationships that last all the month through in between, you know, like, as you know, accountability partners, and, you know, women are just really connecting. And then the person that you had, the guest that you had just before me, Josephine Deo, you met at Accomplisher Academy. And here you are, you know, cheering her on and supporting her and giving her a platform for her business. And, you know, nothing makes me happier than that. That's wonderful.
It's awesome. Yeah, I just felt like I just had to read that because I'm like, wow. I mean, to be able to have somebody say that about you, I feel like that's like, you know, when my dad died, actually, we had this guy came through, and they're, you know, giving their respects, and they're like, you know, your dad would come and take care of my mother, and he would do Meals on Wheels, and so he would bring, you know, everybody like a flower, and he'd take all the food out and put it like on their best china, like not just in a plastic thing, and he would sit there and like talk with everybody. And it's just like on your, you know, when you die, you're kind of like, what do you want people to say about you? What do you want that to look like? And I don't know. I just feel like from then on, I was like, okay, like there's, you know, there's really more to life than just even taking care of your kids and being a mom. It's really about being a part of a community, lifting each other up, and creating spaces for that to happen, and just doing it, because it's like you really never know where it's going to lead you.
Exactly. And women are so powerful. we're so powerful that we can nurture our families and we can give to everyone else and we can just keep going, keep going, keep going. But when someone nourishes your soul, someone encourages you, like, imagine how much further we can go when someone puts that knowledge and that inspiration, that motivation right in front of you. I mean, you're right. It's a big commitment for people to spend, any woman to spend 2-3 hours, away from their family, let alone on a consistent basis. I have some women that travel from South County over an hour to go to those events.
Yeah, me.
Yeah, you're one of them. Yeah. You're one of them. And, it's just, it feels amazing. It feels amazing. And it's something that, isn't going to stop, and we're just going to continue to grow and see how many lives we can impact. So next is my social media. I've got to do my social media work to help, so that even if people can't, come to the events, they can see what's happening there. We've tried to capture that on video and put it on, our Instagram. But,
I feel like you should just do a video. You should just do it like live and keep it within the, like, just a Facebook live or an Instagram live. So it's like captured there, and then it's, because then you don't need to spend all the money on, like, the videographer who's getting, like, the clips. You just have the, like, actual people can
just hear it,
or when they're driving or come back and listen to it. But I don't know.
There's nothing like being there, of course.
There's nothing like being there.
The human connection is such a big piece of it.
Absolutely.
Because I could have started with social media. It was a thought, maybe I could just start putting these things out. But
there's an energy.
The magic for me, and, I've talked to Gary about that, and I've said, maybe I really need to turn to social media for growth. And he's like, Jen, that's not really the heart of what it's about, though.
No.
Because what are you going to get from that? And what I get from that is that magical exchange.
It's
like just when
physical energy.
You're public speaking, it's like you're putting your gift, your knowledge, your message out there. And then when you can see that your audience is picking up what you're putting down and that they're feeling inspired by that, you feel 10 times more than what they felt, because you can see it happening, that exchange. So I wouldn't get that from, that's why I'm not as called to be posting on social media. And I want that, like, human connection, that face-to-face feels more amazing than anything else.
I know. And Jen's, like, if you haven't heard Jen speak, she, like, gives you chills. Literally. And
Thanks,
I think it's
Meg.
always so funny, though, too. I don't know what it is, but I think it's before every woman gets her period. And we go to this, and we're all like,
We're all in the same cycle now.
We're all cycled up together. But I swear, like, the last couple times I've gone, I'm like, But I think it's, like, so important to just, there's something really special about women really truly supporting other women and, like, lifting them up and creating that space and that sisterhood.
Feeling understood too, feeling like it's a no judge zone. There's, we start off where we have a visualization technique or a meditation, which just really sets the tone and the stage, just in case somebody hasn't been there before, where it's, it's just the message is like, just be open to who you're supposed to meet tonight, be open to the message you're supposed to receive, or the message you're supposed to give to somebody else. And it's a no judge zone, all positivity. We're here to grow, what a beautiful thing to grow together, and to be somebody that's special to somebody else by sharing with them. You can be that. We can all be that. It's not just Jen Mello can be that to all these people in a room at an event. We all can be that for each other and spread that around.
Well, it's great, too, because I think when you're there and we break out into the smaller groups, everyone's like, oh, let me connect you with that person or that person. And so it's a really nice, like, it's more... You listen, but then you're also able to, like, be heard in the smaller workshops.
And the diversity, too. You have all different backgrounds, all different professions. You have all different age groups. You've got women that are close to retirement that have a beautiful history of success behind them, that they can, add value with all of their knowledge. And then you've got college students, Roger Williams, Bryant, you've got all these college students that are like, I'm looking for opportunities to shadow, and I'm looking for mentors mentors. I'm looking for jobs, and some of them have gotten jobs from, Accomplisher Academy. And then you've got the majority of us are people that are, we're established and we're leveling up, we're adding to our success. So it's a great blend of people. And my sister says it best, which is that's her favorite night of the month every month. And so we're just going to keep it going. But Meg, I have to just share with you, no better place to do that than on your podcast so everyone can hear it. But you are a force and an inspiration, and you're giving, your open giving spirit is one of the things that did inspire me to, step into my intuition with Accomplisher. You just have the most beautiful open spirit, and you're always encouraging everyone else to just do it and to follow their intuition and what they were meant to do. And so, you're right up there. You're like number one girl with like encouraging other women to do that. And that like beautiful energy you put out there is so powerful. You don't even know how many people you're inspiring.
Oh, thanks, Jen.
It's true.
But I mean, it's funny because it's like, I feel like this podcast, we were like going to talk about, what were we talking about? Investments and stuff like that. But I just felt like it kind of needed, that just was so important for just women to realize too, like, find your tribe, you know what I mean? And I kind of found my tribe. This was years ago. We have the Early Birds group. I don't even know how many girls. There's a bunch of girls in it. And it was, at a time where I just felt just had Alex, and it was during COVID, and I was like, I just need more support, and I went on Facebook and I was like, who wants to wake up at like 4 a.m? And like, so my girlfriend was like, fuck yeah, I do. And it was
Let's stop pretending like we have it all figured out.
Yeah.
Let's stop pretending that.
Yeah,
we all have the
definitely
same
don't.
struggle. We all need to lift each other up. We need our tribe for sure.
Yeah, you need your tribe. And I think it's really important for women to find their tribe. And so something that, whether it's like 2 or 3 or 4 girls, but if you have other women that are like where you want to go, or they have that mindset, that positive mindset, that move it forward, that accountability, that just like push, to just want more, and it's great. Like, we have this group of girls and we send way too many text messages during the day, but we also, Jen was like, you know what we should do? She's like, on Mondays we should do like an accountability, because I have Ashley Cookson. Her and I will meet monthly before our like monthly meeting. So we have, so for the Early Birds, we obviously text each other, but then we also have like a monthly meeting, which is so good to like reconnect. And I feel like every time we get together, it's just like, it's what everyone needs. And it's not always like, not everyone's always there all the time, but it's like so important. And then so Ashley and I usually get together and we talk about sort of like business and like just like personal, what we're like striving to do, and we would do that on a monthly basis. But now with Jen's like, I have an idea, we should do it once a week, and I was like, all right,
let's do it.
Let's do it. So then we started doing once a week, where we get up on the phone for 15 minutes. Quick, like, all right, I want to do, I want to walk 3 times this week. I want to be in my CRM for 30 minutes a day. And it's like, it is
personal
really,
and professional goal. Just what is it for the week?
Yeah, we don't have to have a long conversation about it, but it's nice to just like set the tone for the week. And I think, I mean, like a lot of people say, it's really like you're more willing to show up for other people than you are for yourself, which is crazy, but it's true. So like build that in to your life. Have those accountability partners, like identify those people in your life. What book or podcast would you recommend?
Okay, what is one of my favorite books? I love reading books. I give a book at every Accomplisher Academy to everybody that comes because I just love books. Oh my gosh, there are so many great books. You should have people
bring back their books though that they've done or haven't read.
And do a
like
big Amazon
return. Well, yeah,
and do
that
a swap,
too.
But everyone at the meeting already has the books.
But maybe they bring another book, or maybe, maybe they want to gift it to somebody else. Because I feel like books are really good gifts.
I agree. Yeah, maybe we can do that.
I'm just saying.
Another great
just
recommendation.
add it on the list of the things you need to do.
So you know that my whole thing is at Accomplisher and just overall, I like to focus on a personal and a professional topic. I just feel like women are so multidimensional that if we're feeling good in both places, that's when we are closest to reaching fulfillment. We can't just focus on one thing. So I would say that my favorite personal book is The 5 Love Languages. I feel like it just really, everyone who has a partner, whether you're married, not, whether whoever has a partner and you're really striving to make it work with that partner, The 5 Love Languages is imperative for both people in the partnership to read. I mean, you've just learned so much about how to focus on each other's love languages. I think that's number one.
And identify, like you made me, I read that. You recommended it to me. And I feel like it was so good because it makes you think about like what your love languages are, and then I would ask like my mom and my sisters, like, what do you think your love language is?
Exactly.
And even like my kids, and so it really makes you realize like the things that you find important.
That's right.
And then realizing that other people have things that are also important to them.
That's right.
And so like talk their language.
Exactly. It helps you to understand. The power of that book goes far beyond my relationship with Gary, like far beyond. I mean, one of the first things that really caught me in that book was when the person who wrote it said that after counseling many, hundreds, maybe thousands of couples, he would see people very much in love, but they were missing each other's love language. Like, for example, the husband would say, I don't understand why she doesn't feel loved. Like, I do the dishes, I clean up around the house, I vacuum. I mean, I really help out. I'm trying to show her that I love her. And she's like, drop the vacuum. Let's go on a picnic or a walk. Like, her love language was personal quality time, which is my love language. And, so they were just not speaking each other's language, and once he was told that, it's like, oh, okay, great. Now I can see what's important to you, so, but it also helped me to understand everyone shows love in different ways, right? So it helped me to understand my other family members too. Like, oh, okay, they might not be sitting on the floor playing with the kids, but they're helping with chores around the kids. And so their love language is like acts of service. That's their way of showing love, So even other family members, but also your children. Like, there's the 5 love languages for your children.
I did read that one
and
too.
like, just think about when your love tank feels full, how much more empowered you are to go through, life, let alone adolescence and everything that's thrown at you, how awkward you feel, how many things are confusing and everything that you're hit with, So when you feel fully loved and whole in your heart, you are much better equipped to face all of those challenges. And, when I speak my children's love languages, it's funny because I've asked, we've talked about it, and Austin's like, I have all of the love languages, and I think there's a 6th one too, because I feel so loved when you cook food for me, and that's not one. So cooking food, I think we should add that as another one. But
true.
Yeah, so the 5 love languages I love. And then as someone who's in sales and also an investor, I think I do love Marie Forleo's Everything is Figure Outable.
Oh, yeah.
Because, I could have said the Let Them theory. That's wonderful, too. There are a million other books, too, that I could have stated. But what I like about Marie Forleo's Everything is Figure Outable is just the mindset. Like, the mindset that everything is figure outable is so important. Like, everything is an opportunity. When you look at an investment, it's like, it's not working this way. Well, everything's figure outable. Like, let's work on this. How many other ways can we make this work out? Whether it's trying to overcome an objection for making a sale, representing a seller that's got a unique property, or an investment. I just think it's so applicable in so many parts of my business life. So I love that core message.
I love that. Your mantra, what would your mantra be?
If you look at my high school yearbook, there's a quote there. And fast forward to today, it's still the same in my heart, which is, I just want to get to the end of my life and look back and not have any regrets. It's really important to me that I see what my fullest potential is while I'm here. I don't know how long that is, but I know that involves helping people, whether it's through a real estate transaction or whether it's being a broker and a leader that they need me to be at work, or whether it's through Accomplisher Academy or I'm being their parent or their partner. I want to see what my potential is. And I want to do as much as I can and not have any regrets. Hold myself in a way that I'm always proud of, that my family can be proud of.
I love that.
There it is.
Well, because it's funny.
Simple.
I've been listening to David Goggins. Can't
Such
Hurt
a
Me.
good
He's a loco, that one, and but it is all about mindset and reaching your fullest potential. And I think it's true because I think a lot of times we don't even try it. Like we don't even try it. We're not uncomfortable ever. Like if it gets too hard, we're like, well, I did enough.
Yes.
I'll do a little bit more tomorrow.
That's right.
And it's really not like committing to yourself. So I decided to surf in a nor'eastern yesterday. I've only gone surfing like 20 times. And they were like, I looked earlier today and I was like, how big were the waves yesterday? And they were like 10 feet, which is insane.
I was concerned. I'm not going to lie.
I know. I was like, Juana, can you please watch me? I've got a blue suit on. Just make sure.
I saw your video. I was like, I don't know how long ago this was. I'm sure she's out of the water now. But
if she posted it, she's out of the water. But so anyway, I've done it like 2 days in a row. I've surfed this nor'eastern and listening to David Goggins. Well, one thing I promised myself was like I live in front of the ocean, and I'm just like every time the surfers are out there, I gotta go because it's like wasted on me. Like this whole experience of me like living in front of the ocean, like what a waste. You know what I'm saying? And that's how I felt for the past 2 years. I keep coming back, and it's like I'm just like watching the surfers, just watching them do it. And David Goggins talks about his like Navy SEAL experience. He's like, yeah, and we're like all tied together and we're like hypothermic and we got to carry logs and we just getting smashed by the waves. And I'm like, I can do this.
God forbid you just have the full experience by like sitting and enjoying the view.
No.
You're like it's wasted.
No, but it's like because it's true. It's like how far can I go? Like how far can I take this? How many push-ups can I do? How many pull-ups can I do? How much? Like, how far can I go? And I feel like, you know, it's really about, like, training the mind and, like, making sure you're listening to, like, important things and, like, listening to good books and pushing yourself to the limit. I feel like we're a lot of us are very lazy. We're very comfortable with what we're doing. We're not willing to take the next step. And the next step is literally, it's just one step.
Right.
You know,
right.
It's really, and I think if you kind of cut it back from making it, you know, for instance, 75 hard, I decided I'm going to do 10-day hard because I can get to 10. Like, it's more manageable. And, like, same thing, like, with reading, like, David Goggins. He's like, all right, if I just make it up to the hill, and then you get to the hill and you're like, all right, now if I'm going down. I mean, he, like, has no, like, toenails or fingernails, and I'm just like, I don't think I'm going to go as extreme as he is, like, run, like, 100 miles because it's just not in my... not what I want to do. But I think if we really look in the mirror and kind of like say like, girl, like how far can you take this?
And I think that when you get used to pushing yourself and getting those butterflies in your belly, right? And you're in that season of yes.
And drinking a bunch of seawater.
You know,
and throwing up.
Exactly.
Like I did yesterday.
Exactly.
10-foot waves.
But that's what feeling alive is.
I know.
Right?
Yeah.
That's what feeling alive is. It's that adrenaline. And it's in a healthy way. We're not going to go out and like do unhealthy things. But why not? Like, why not do these things?
We're just going to die anyway.
That's the thing.
Like, we're like all actively dying. You know what I mean? Like, it's actively happening. So I just feel like, yeah, like I'm like, I gotta go do the surfing. I gotta go out there. I gotta like do the things and like do more things. And just see how far I can take this.
And oftentimes we get a lot further than we ever thought. You know, it's like Grant Cardone in his book. He says it's the 10X rule, which I also gave at Accomplisher. You know, he talks about setting the bar very high.
Yeah.
That one of the number one mistakes he sees across the board with people is that we typically just make enough to feel comfortable. right? It's kind of like, well, it's hard to like level up when we're already busy. We're already juggling all of the things. Americans have a lot on our plate. And that's why a place like Accomplisher is important, because it's like, okay, do you need permission? Do you need permission to have a house cleaner or to like take some of the things off your plate so you can level up?
Love about
like,
you.
do some people need permission to do that stuff? Because if you do, like, here's the place. Because like if you want to level up,
Jen's going to give you permission.
That's right. It's right here.
Get the house cleaner.
Do what you need to do. And it can all be worked within your budget. It doesn't mean it's, you've got to be a millionaire to do these things. You start off small, you make it happen. Everything's figure outable. If it's important, you will nanny share with your brother or your sister. You'll split the cost. You'll do whatever you need to do to buy back your time so that you can level up. And what Grant Cardone says is, he finds that most people, they don't set their goals high enough, because when you set a very high goal, your decision making is different. So for example, if your goal is to be the number one realtor in the state of Rhode Island, for everyone to know your name, Meg Hayden, and somebody gives you a call and asks you if you'd like to advertise on a billboard, your answer's going to be yes. And you're going to figure out how to pay for it, because that's going to be what leads you to your goal. If that's not your goal, for everyone to know your name, what are you going to be doing? You're going to be pinching pennies. Oh, can I afford it this week? Or, I'm not sure if we can really make it maybe next month. You're going to make like a weaker decision. But if you aim high, and maybe even if you don't have the resources, maybe because you can figure it out, you start pooling those resources. Who wants to support me in that? Is there a lender that wants to help me, or an attorney that wants to help me? Or is there some, how can I figure it out?
You wrangle it all together.
That's exactly right. And by setting the bar very high, then you're committed to operating at a very high level. And it's really fun to see where it can go. And at the very first weeks and months of Accomplisher, I was doing so many things that made my tummy feel uncomfortable, like, reaching out to different people, and then like creating the whole format, and, writing what I was going to say and what was in my messages that I was going to deliver that night, and then going forward and doing all of those things. And it got to a point where if I didn't feel the butterflies in my tummy on a given day, I kind of felt a little bored.
I know.
I was like, I feel bored today.
I've been thinking about that. I'm
bored.
I feel like today I decided, I was like, do something that scares you a little bit. Like yesterday, I was a little
You were scared.
I was a little scared. I'm not going to lie. I was like, ugh, all the water. And then I like literally threw up on the side of the surfboard.
Oh my gosh.
And then I was like, all right, that was good, Meg. Now paddle back.
Well, what's the worst that can happen? Well, we won't talk about what the worst is. Yeah. But second worst would be, getting sick on the surfboard.
Which was like totally fine. But again, like I felt alive.
You've checked that box.
Yeah, but I feel like we should all do things that like push us, scare us every single day. Like just try it. Be uncomfortable.
And find your tribe that's going to encourage you and support you.
Exactly.
And also maybe teach you some things. Like one of the best gifts in life is when you can learn from other people's mistakes.
Yeah.
Gary and I say that to the kids all the time. If you can learn from other people's mistakes, you're going to accelerate through life faster than people that need to go through and like learn the hard way.
Dude, that's why that's why I started this whole podcast, because I'm like, I want to develop something. I want to develop a big project one day. I want to be a builder. And I'm going to invite a bunch of builders to tell me all of their failures, lessons, so that when I finally go, that we're good.
And what did you say about the original title of your podcast? Oh. You were thinking it would be The Landlady Speaks?
Yeah, my friend was like, she was like, she's like, The Landlady Talks.
Yeah, and you said, no, it's The Landlady Listens, because this is a platform for me to learn. I loved that, and that's what you've done. And through this inquisitive nature that you have, this desire to learn, look at how many other people you're teaching at the same time.
Yeah, it's really awesome. I love it all. So Jen, you're going to have to come on another time, but how can people get in touch with you?
So, of course, wow, all of the ways. We've got let's see. Instagram, Accomplisher Academy. People can call me. Of course, I'm a realtor, so my phone number is plastered everywhere. Same thing with email. But I would say at Accomplisher Academy on Instagram. We also have a private Facebook group where women are connecting and giving people advice and supporting each other's businesses all the time on our Facebook group. What else? yeah, I guess that would be it. Also, I have 3 Instagram accounts. I also have at Hello Jennifer Mello and at the Jennifer Mello team. So all of the Instagram accounts.
All of the Instas.
Yes.
Well, thank you so much, Jen, for coming on the show. I
Meg,
always
thank
appreciate
you.
time with you, and we get to giggle and do all the things. But that is today's episode of the Landlady Listens, where we turn vision into reality. Remember that success starts in your mind before it ever shows up in your life. So keep believing, keep building, and most importantly, keep taking action. So until next time, trust the process, bet on yourself, and go create the life that you deserve. And don't forget to like, subscribe, and share this with someone you know. Love you. The Landlady. That's it for today's episode of The Landlady, where we turn your vision into a reality. Remember, success starts in your mind before it ever shows up in your life. Keep believing, keep building, and more importantly, keep taking action. And until next time, trust the process, bet on yourself, and go create the life that you deserve. Don't forget to like, subscribe, and share this episode with someone who needs to hear it. Love you.